I'm a builder. I like to make things. When I do something, I generally go all in. There will be criticism around anything I do. It does not matter if it's true. People will believe anything that makes their reality make sense. The truth is no longer important.
It is absurd how you stay winning. What is the one thing you chalk all of that up to?
Bro, you gotta have discipline, regardless of how you or others feel. I take big risks, and I like to make money, and I like to spend it more.
What is the logic to have millions of dollars in dinosaurs, but zero in the stock market?
What am I gonna do with the stock, bro? I spent $5.3 million on a Pokemon card, and like people thought I was insane.
But what does your current collection look like today?
It's fucking gangster.
Logan Paul, thank you so much for coming on the Iced Coffee Hour. What an honor.
Thank you. Thank you for coming to my house. You guys have made this easy for me. I really like your work. And I think you're good interviewers. I think you're good conversationalists.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you guys compliment each other well.
Thank
we
you.
have to ask you, this past week, you sold the most expensive trading card ever in history, $16.49 million for the Pikachu Illustrator card.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to know, being in this house, this just absurd house, let's be real here. It's
gorgeous.
It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's in Puerto Rico. You have an amazing yard.
Thank you.
Everything is to a T. Why even do it? Why even sell the card? Does the money even make a difference?
That's a great question. I didn't know you were going to open with this. You'll find my brain takes a second to wake up. I find I'm always tired these days. Like I'm always tired. Okay. Why even do it? Okay, well, it's easy to say now, why even do it? You know, that you already have like everything you need, and that's so true. But I also spend a lot of money, and we did not know that it was going to sell for that much money.
No one had any idea.
What did you think it would sell for?
My guess was $10.7 million. That's what I was saying. And I felt confident in that guess. I felt confident it would hit $10.7 million. Even on Polymarket, the over-under for $16 million was, I think, like 10, 15%. So even traders on Polymarket weren't entirely sure about what this thing was going to sell for. And so now it's easy to look back and be like, oh, like $16 million card. Man, like it's an auction, guys. It's an auction. And it entirely depends on how much people are willing to pay for it. Why sell the card? I'm good at making money. I'm even better at spending money. Guys, I spend absurd amounts of money on things that I like are sometimes not good investments. I spent a lot of money on a wedding.
How much was the wedding?
I mean, yeah, we're talking about money on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I spent $4 million on my wedding. So like $4 million.
Where does that go? How do you do that?
I could show you the budget.
I would love to see, like, how much did just the flowers cost for your wedding?
Bro, like, I'd say, correct me if I'm wrong, probably between $250,000
What?
$400,000.
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
That is more, that is like
That's
close
a
to
house.
10 times your wedding? Like, that is
Boys,
It's a house.
I cut that down. They came to me with like a $500K flower budget. I said, baby girl, what? They're flowers. Like, what do you, like, how, the arc for where we were standing was like $50,000.
Do they know it's you? And do they say, oh, this is Logan, but we could charge a little more?
It's entirely possible. I also do think, generally, I think you get what you pay for. Our wedding planners, the Lake Como wedding planners, are very good. They're very good. And we got what we paid for. It was the best 3 days of my life. And so I'm not going to lie to you. Before the wedding, when I knew I was dropping $4 million on this, and you know, like, you're paying for an experience, but like it goes away. That's a sunk cost. You're $4 million. So this better be the best 3 days of my life. And genuinely it was. It was the best 3 days of my life. And like, I think a lot of the people there as well. And so at the end of it, I was okay with going, okay, I spent $4 million for everyone that I know and love to have an unforgettable weekend. Like a weekend so memorable, if you're on your deathbed and you're like images are flashing through your life, like I think the wedding is gonna pop up for most people.
I would agree with that. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, it better be $4 million.
But you weren't even there.
For my own wedding.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I'm on my deathbed. I'm going to remember the videos of your wedding.
You guys should have come. That would have been fun.
I just can't fathom $4 million. Like, why 4? Why didn't you just stop at 3? Is the difference between $3 and $4 million really that much?
I'll tell you what happened. We were shooting a reality show called Paul American. When I do something, I generally go all in. And we had shot season 1. We were getting ready for season 2. And we were waiting to see if it got picked up by HBO. That's when we were scouting wedding venues. And I figured the wedding would be a good season finale for potential season 2. I fell in love with this one venue. It's called 𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧. It is a top 3 hotel in Italy. And in Lake Como, it's like probably number 2. I fell in love with it, which sucks for me because if I fall in love with something and I have to have it and I do have the money, although financially irresponsible, but I have the money, I tend to like make that decision. And so I committed to this villa, which was a 3-day buyout of 150 rooms at one of the nicest hotels in Lake Como. So, bro, it's $2 million out the door. $2 million.
So that was half of the wedding.
Half of the wedding, yes, was the venue because it's a full buyout. Sorry,
wow.
I had to buy it out in full because it's the only way they would let us film there, and I did that thinking we were going to get a season 2 for our reality show, and then the reality show did not get picked up for a season 2. So I'm already in. I can't like back out, and $2 million out the door, which I thought like the production would pick up a little bit of the expense because it's at the season finale. It's like we're doing it for the show, and so I ended up just eating that cost, which stung a little bit. But again, like the experience at the end of it was like, guys, I'm telling you, the best 3 days of my life. If I could hit a button and go back to that weekend, one moment in particular for the rest of my life, like it's a priceless moment. So like the $4 million is a wash, but it's still $4 million. And so I'm looking at that, looking at this house I just bought, not cheap. And I'm like, man, the Pokemon market's popping. If there were ever a time to sell this card, it would be right now. Ken Golden, Maniac, gives me an insanely healthy offer, I thought. Invites me to his office. He says he's going to give me a $2.5 million cash advance and a cut of the entire overall Pokemon /TCG auction. I thought, okay, $2.5 million advance, 115% of the hammer price, which I'm gonna give you guys like shit that no one knows because I respect you and I like your podcast, and it's also like a financial podcast, and like I think that's
stuff I'm so into.
That's kind of the point of it, and I know you're into it. So 115% of the hammer price, which means I think the final bid was 13.3 million, if I'm not mistaken,
or 13.8, I believe. It was something like that.
Something like that. That's 100%. So I get 115% of it. So on auction houses, they have what's called a buyer's premium. It's essentially the fee that the auction house takes for putting everything together, finding the bidders, finding the item, and just that's their finder's fee, if you will. The buyer's premium on my Pikachu Illustrator was 24%, which is high. That's high. But typically they're all like 20% anyways,
20.
which is high. I've always found that high. I'm a bidder at auctions, and when I'm bidding, I'm like an extra 20% like for the auction house. Like damn, but that's just the name of the game. That's the name of the game, and that's the magic of the auction, the model that is an auction. So the buyer's premium on my Pikachu Illustrator was 24%. Well, I got 15%, right? So 15%, the math is weird on this. If the buyer's premium was 24%, 15% of that went to me, plus an additional 4% of the entirety of the auction.
Okay. Every single person we talk to on YouTube, we always ask, who is winning? at the end of the day, like everyone looks at YouTubers' lives and like, wow, like that sounds incredible. Like, by 100%, by all means, like we live very, very lucky lives as YouTubers. But as YouTubers, you're always comparing yourself to someone else. It's human nature.
Yeah, I agree.
Everyone looks at you and they always say, Logan Paul and Jake Paul are winning. And by winning, we mean like, regardless of whatever is happening in the world, you guys will stay on top in terms of popularity, in terms of money, in terms of family, in terms of like overall quality of life, the amount of opportunities, the connections, what you're doing in life. It is absurd how you stay winning. I'm just curious, what is the one thing you chalk all of that up to?
A lot of things come to mind when I want to answer that question. The most simple way I could answer that question is probably saying the answer is probably consistency. Consistency regardless of how you or others feel. And I mean that in the sense of if I wake up and I don't want to go to work or I don't want to go exercise, like I don't really care how I feel. I've made like a commitment to be great and I have these goals that I want to achieve. So like 99% of the time I'm still going to hit the gym or I'm going to go answer the emails. Contrarily, when I say how others feel, obviously, like you guys are sitting with like a polarizing human being, and there's a lot of noise out there. Some of it warranted, a lot of it not warranted, but there's noise for everyone. How you or the people online feel about me is completely irrelevant to me. I don't care. I'm going to stay consistent and show up for myself, my family, and my goals every single day. I would bet on someone who is consistently good way more than I would bet on someone who is infrequently great. Consistency is everything.
If that answer bothers you, then I recommend looking inwards and seeing what is it? Because on paper, objectively, you are winning. And I 100% agree. Consistently good beats inconsistently great, without question.
Yeah.
For those that are listening right now that want to add consistency into their life, how do you do it? Like, what is the source of this motivation, even on days where you're not feeling it?
And do you think you were born with that?
Man, I don't know. Some things I'll definitely be like, yes, I think like I was genetically wired in that way. This way, I don't think so. I think I was conditioned this way by my parents, specifically my father. But it can be like learned. It can be influenced into someone. Like I say this a lot as well. Like allow yourself to be influenced and inspired by people. I don't think people do that enough. Like when they see someone online, it oftentimes feels like comparative, which is like you said, that's like a natural human condition. Like I see them doing something and I compare myself to them. Okay, that's fair. Maybe they're doing something that you envy or that you like. But for me, I allow that to inspire me. Okay, that's awesome. What can I learn from that person? So allow yourself to be inspired. But the answer to your question is, this is where it gets kind of hard. Bro, you gotta have discipline. You gotta be disciplined. And that is a difficult thing for a lot of people. Because to be disciplined, you have to have like a motivation that I'm not entirely sure where that always comes from. I can rationalize my motivations and why I'm so disciplined. But you have to be disciplined. I will say for me personally, and I found this as like a 14-year-old, being goal-oriented really helps. Having goals, like goals that you write down on a paper and that when you achieve them, you can take your pen and just cross it off the paper. Something about that to me is deeply fulfilling. You walk into my office over there and you'll see goals on a piece of paper with a few of them crossed out. And it's like goals, agenda items, things to do. Because I think when you vocalize your goals, B, write down your goals, C, visualize your goals, like you are what you attract. You really are what you attract. It's called manifestation is what I'm talking about. Some people call it prayer. I call it, it's kind of like, can be considered the same thing. But becoming goal-oriented, I think is very important. And having discipline is absolutely essential for any amount of success.
Now, with how seriously Logan takes training, we talked a lot about fitness in this episode. And the one thing that I learned is that you can't outwork bad nutrition. If you're not getting enough protein, the workouts don't matter. The challenge here is staying consistent with real meals, especially when your schedule is so busy.
That is exactly why we are so excited to be sponsored by Huel, because it fits into real routines, not just perfect days.
Jack, what did I tell you about wearing the tank top? The high-protein combination from Huel is built to help make consistency easier. It includes the Black Edition ready-to-drink and the Black Edition powder, so you have more options whether you're at home or on the go.
The ready-to-drink is the most convenient option. It's a complete meal with 35 grams of protein and 27 essential vitamins and minerals. It's gluten-free, contains no artificial sweeteners, colors, or flavors, and requires zero prep while still being filling.
It's also under $5 a meal, which makes it a practical alternative to a lot of breakfast or lunch options.
The Black Edition powder works perfect for days at home or when you want something more customizable. It has 40 grams of protein per serving, mixes easily, and can be blended with ingredients like fruit or milk, whatever your preference is.
Having both options helps keep routines consistent. You have the powder for flexible, personalized meals and the ready-to-drink for busier days.
It's honestly just a very simple way to stay on top of protein and just overall nutrition without needing to plan every single meal.
If you want to try it yourself, you can get 15% off at Huel by using the code iced15 when you go to huel.com/iced15. This offer's for new customers. Thank you so much to Huel for partnering with us and supporting our podcast.
Once again, guys, the link is down below in the description. Thank you again so much to Huel for sponsoring this episode, and back to the podcast.
What do you feel like people most misunderstand about you?
My knee-jerk reaction to that question is, I'm not sure if I concern myself too much with what people think of me. Maybe I did at a point in my career, but like, bro, I'm 30 now, okay, which is even crazy to say, and it's different than being 29. For all the 29-year-olds out there, like it's different. I'm 30 years old. Like, now I'm not like a young kid who's successful. Now I'm just a rich white guy. Like that is the difference. When people say, look, yo, how old are you? When I was 29, they'd be like, dude, you're so young. Wow, good for you. Whole world ahead of you. How old are you? 30. They go, oh. And I have to just sit there and be like, yeah, I'm like.
Why don't you lie to say you're 29?
Can't lie. Can't do it. I'm 30, bro. I have a wife and a kid. I have a wife and a kid. I think in my youth, I spent a period of time going, why doesn't everyone like me? I want to be universally liked. And I have come to understand that for every person online or a celebrity influencer, anyone who's putting themselves out there, that is unrealistic. It's so unrealistic. The sooner you can swallow that pill, the happier you will be. And by the way, we can sit here on this podcast and talk about success and money and career accomplishments. The ultimate goal for every human being should be to become happy. What more can you ask for than being happy? Peace of mind. And that's hard. That's hard. And maybe the other stuff helps you get there. But like, bro, all of this is great. And I have so many blessings in my life. But if I'm an unhappy person, none of it fucking matters. And so for me, when I realized, I cannot please everyone. And because I know I can't do that, I'm going to stop trying to rationalize their thoughts about me. And I'm just going to try to live the best, honest life that I can with people that I love and raise a family and hopefully be happy along the way. That's where I check that box.
You know, people probably want us to be hypercritical of you.
And you should, and you
I'll
should
be critical of you where I feel like I have an educated opinion on it. But one thing I remember, you definitely don't remember this, years ago. How many years did we go to his house in LA?
5 years ago.
5 years ago. We went to your house in LA because Graham bought a pack from you.
You were there?
When you did the live stream. Yes.
Yeah, we got the Gyarados.
I know. I remember. I remember you.
Yeah, I was there.
Bro, my memory.
No, you're good. I mean, you meet literally millions of people.
Also hit my head for a living. Like, it's like.
So I remember I took a picture with you. I posted on Instagram. People couldn't believe that I met you, like my hometown friends, whatever. They all asked me, how was it? You know, oh, Logan, I heard he's like kind of like a D-bag. I heard he's this or he's that. A lot of people also were like, holy cow, like you met Logan Paul. That's the coolest thing ever. And they all asked, how was it? And I remember thinking to myself, you had no reason, not a single reason in the world to hear me out. I'm a random dude, right? And then I remember I said something to you and you didn't quite understand. You could have just blown me off. And you're like, wait, what was that again? Like, I want to hear your thoughts on this. And I was like, this is interesting. When he's talking to me, he's not focusing on anything else. You were genuinely just focused on that exact moment, even though I'm a complete random stranger, 22, 21 years old, nothing going on really, some stuff going on. You had the space to like listen to me, which was really interesting. And then I met you again when we filmed with Jake, same exact thing. Like I was there, you were 100% all attentive, all in on the conversation. Your focus was unmatched. And the same thing even goes today. It's like, you know, maybe one day I'll become wildly successful so it could pay you in dividends. Who knows? But also back in the day, you had no reason to listen to me whatsoever, but you did, which I was impressed by. I felt honored by. And at the end of the day, I think you're a really just inspiring person because, you know, you look at your stats on paper and you're winning. That's just, there's no contest in the fact that you're winning.
I appreciate you saying that. I try to give everyone the time of day. I do think people's thoughts matter and I want to hear them out. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's like a thought or an opinion. How do I feel about it? And whatever you were saying, obviously, like I thought had some merit. And you are like a smart individual, and you are on a path to great success. I think with this podcast, especially. But you know, using this as a stepping stone for like other stuff you want to build or do, I think it's good. But I try to give people the time of day, and I try to lock in. I don't want to be one of those like celebrities or like wealthy individuals who does this to you, and I'm sure you guys come across this. Be like out and about and like talking to you, and if you're talking to me, it's like they're kind of like looking past you, and they're like seeing like what's beyond this conversation. And I want you to know I experienced that. Even like having some accolades myself, I'll meet people who I'll be out and about at a social gathering, and it's the like looking past, talking to me, kind of like to me when people do that, it's a little bit like this doesn't interest you enough. And I do think that the ability to listen is an underdeveloped skill that most people have. And the answer to a lot of people's problems when it comes to like social dynamics or even conversation, like open your ears and like really listen. I took acting classes for a while, and they harped on listening in being the thing that will enhance your acting ability. It's even that way in WWE. Like to be believable in WWE, which is, by the way, where I find the pocket. If you open your ears and you're really listening to what the guy across from you is saying, you can go anywhere with it, especially if you know your why. But that's another conversation.
Okay, I mean, I want to dig into that. And like, point is, this is a money podcast. We got to dip into the finances. No matter how much I want to talk about all of that stuff.
We'll circle back
finances.
to it.
Okay. What was the first big check that you got, and what did you spend it on?
I was a Viner. Rest in peace. I got a deal with Pepsi, and they were going to pay me $36,000 for 3 vines. That's $12K a vine, bro.
Was that your first deal?
It was not my first deal. It was my first big deal. My first deal was actually for a product I still use to this day on my phone. It's called a Fly Grip. This one's broken. What a horrible display for them. But I'm just getting over sickness. By the way. That's why I keep hacking up a lung. This one's broken, but I use the product to this day. And I asked them for 10% equity back in the day. They said no.
Have they blown up?
No.
That's crazy you still use it.
Bro, 10 years. I put it on every phone case. This one's broken again. You guys should have given me the equity, but I guess it doesn't matter anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But I think the site's like, right? Yeah. It's like they did not optimize.
Okay.
And I am obsessed with the product. That was my first deal, $2,000. By the way, bro.
Wow.
$2,000 as an 18-year-old.
But you went from $2,000 to $36,000?
Yeah. I was rich.
What did you spend the money on?
I bought a 2013 Dodge Challenger SRT 8.
All of it.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
Yeah. Went 169 in that beast.
Where?
On the way to Vegas.
You're supposed to say Tijuana.
In Tijuana.
Somewhere in Mexico. Yeah.
There was a strip from LA to Vegas.
We do that drive all the time.
You do it. You know it, bro.
Yeah.
There's a strip there where you can rip it. Whoa, that's cool. I'm starting a company called Rip It. So it's cool to use it in a different context where you can rip, bro. So there was one time. Do you know the drive from Vegas to LA? How long it is?
It's like 4.5 hours.
3.5 hours.
Bro,
yeah.
I made that drive in like 2 hours and 25 minutes one time.
At what time?
4 a.m.
Oh, wow.
I was going so fast for such a long time. Not a single car on the road. just going in that car. I've had some memories in that car. That was when I was young and I used to drive fast and honestly didn't value my life the way I do now. But I bought that car. I packed up all my belongings, all 3 of them, including my bird, and moved from Ohio to LA in that car. But that was like the first purchase I made. I was like, as an 18-year-old, I bought this car and I was like, this is insane. Like, I made it, Mom.
When do you think you made your first $1 million?
I know when I made my first $1 million. I was 21. I made a list of goals. And one of them was to become a millionaire by 21. And I was upset that I became a millionaire at 21 and not by 21. And my rule, by the way, was million liquid. Million in the bank after taxes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Which there's a big difference. Jake actually had a clip on your guys' pod. I know which one I'm talking about, but people were impressed with his ability to understand the difference between like having paper money and being like liquid. Which, you have to.
Makes sense.
You have to account for. Yeah, surely.
And how did your perspective on money change over time?
I don't think it has, which I don't think is a great answer. My relationship with money has not changed. The stakes have just gotten a lot higher. I take big risks and I like to make money and I like to spend it more. But it's weird because it's like, it's also not like I'm chasing money. I don't have like this yearning desire to be a billionaire.
But why does the average person probably think that you do? Because you do all of these things that are extremely like lucrative. It doesn't just so happen that all of the things that you enjoy end up making.
Yeah, you got a lot of businesses going on.
In fairness, there was no money in Pokemon, and then you went all in on Pokemon, and then it ended up blowing up the entire thing. So in fairness, that is true.
Money seems to be a byproduct of the things I love doing. I made YouTube videos for 10 years before anyone realized that you could become a YouTuber and make a career out of it. I played thousands of hours of the Pokemon games before I ever made a penny from Pokemon. And Pokemon in particular, for me, there's a trifecta. You guys know I say this all the time. It's business, it's passion, and it's content. It's the perfect trident for me. And Pokemon checks those boxes. That's like kind of my perfect pocket when I can sit somewhere between like storytelling, something I really give a about, and like, will this be financially viable for me? Like, how could you not do something like that? That's like a perfect position for anyone to sit in. And Pokemon is that. WWE is kind of that as well. Actually, WWE is that. I get to do a lot of things where like I can sit in that pocket.
Do you approach things differently now though than you did back when you were like 18 to 20?
No, I'm still a massive risk taker, bro. I spent $5.3 million on a Pokemon card in 2022, and like people thought I was insane, bro.
How much of the value of the Pikachu Illustrator today was attached to your brand and your marketing around the card?
That's a great question.
Because if I were to sell the card, I don't think I could get the price that you did. Even the Charizard, the PSA 10, the Logan Paul box break sold for almost $1 million.
Yo.
That card, how much more was your name attached to it?
Let's do math. The previous first edition Charizard price was $550,000. The one that said Logan Paul break on it that I pulled from a box break sold for $950,000. So roughly 2x, a little under 2x.
But do you think that's also because the market has been going up and that maybe
that $550,000 sale was like a month ago? So
but the market seems to have gone up a lot in the last month.
Maybe like 10%. So like, okay, maybe like 1.5 to 1.75x. Because of a premium related to me. So to answer your question, if you would have bought the card for 5.3 and you would have sold it, I bet you would have gotten 10 million. The difference is, in a very simple way, what we're equating to like anything related to Logan Paul or because it was in my hands is not so much about who I am or my brand. I think it's how I intertwine with the franchise and what has happened because of it. I kind of view myself as like a vessel for telling stories and for making big moments in Pokemon. And I think that is much bigger than me. I happen to be the vehicle for these big moments and for these incredible stories to be told. And I intend to do more of that. And like, yes, it's my name, but I think that Logan Paul break
Mhm.
represents way more than like Logan Paul. It's not like, oh, Logan Paul touched this card. It's no, this Charizard was pulled in one of the most significant Pokemon moments in history on Logan Paul's stream. Does that make sense?
It does.
So you say
yeah.
that you're sort of just like the vessel, you're telling the story, but you're not like making the story. The story has existed. It's like kind of avalanched for a long time.
All I am doing is shining a giant spotlight on something that deserves to be spotlighted. That's how I view it. I love Pokemon.
When's the last time you beat a Pokemon game?
I just beat Scarlet.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I just beat Scarlet.
Do you play it on Delta Emulator?
I've been recommended it.
Okay.
I have to say, I was not happy with Scarlet.
No.
I think there's an extreme disconnect for like the games that I grew up playing and like the games
What's
now.
the best Pokemon game of all time?
The spoiler, later in the episode, we talk about hair loss with Logan and the idea of flying to Turkey for a transplant.
Which, by the way, is just an absolute mission. We're talking flights, hotel, recovery time, hoping everything goes perfectly, and it's honestly just flat out scary.
If you're already noticing thinning, your crown starting to go, or your hairline moving back, you don't have to go through all of that, thanks to our sponsor, Hims.
Hims gives you access to doctor-trusted hair loss treatments with ingredients that actually work, like finasteride and minoxidil, and they can help stop further hair loss and even regrow hair back in as little as 3 to 6 months.
And it's all done 100% online. No pharmacy visits, no awkward meetings, no flying around the world. It's personalized care on your schedule.
Plus, there are no hidden fees or surprise costs, which compared to a transplant trip is kind of a no-brainer.
So if you want to keep the hair you have or start getting it back, this is the easiest option.
For simple online access to personalized and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/iced.
That's hims.com/iced for your free online visit.
Once again, that is hims.com/iced.
Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. It's no surprise cryptocurrencies have become extremely popular over the last few years, but a lot of the platforms are still confusing to use. Juggling unfamiliar apps, endless security steps, and a confusing layout can overwhelm anyone just looking for something simple and trustworthy.
And that's exactly where our sponsor SoFi comes in. SoFi is the first nationally chartered bank, giving you the power to buy, sell, and hold crypto all in one single app. You can access over 25 different cryptocurrencies on a federally regulated platform with the extra structure and security you would expect from a bank. Plus, you can manage your crypto right alongside your SoFi checking, savings, and investment accounts. And of course, that is all within a single app, which just keeps everything organized and in one spot, so you can literally manage everything right there.
And if you're new to crypto, the app has built-in guides to help you learn exactly how cryptocurrency investing works.
Crypto is risky, and you need to make sure that it's right for your financial situation. But if you're curious, SoFi makes it super simple to dive in and start exploring. To get started, visit SoFi.com/iced, and as a limited time bonus through the end of March, SoFi is also giving away $100,000 in Bitcoin every single week.
That's SoFi.com/iced. Big thank you to SoFi for sponsoring this episode, and now let's get back to the podcast.
The games
What's
now.
the best Pokemon game of all time?
I mean, bro, I gotta say Crystal.
Emerald.
Why?
It just is. The map is perfect.
Really?
The pacing of the game is
Really?
perfect.
I
Yeah,
mean,
the
also,
Pokemon are-
I'm biased because Crystal was the first game
yeah.
that I played, and also, so every like 3 years, I'll get this bug to go back and run the old school games and like actually feel like a child again, which is awesome. And I recently did it with Gold, and when you beat the game as an adult, it's kind of like, okay, how many times do I want to run the Elite Four back? Like I can do it a couple times before I'm like, shit, man, my Pokemon are like level 55 to 70. Like I'm kind of capped out here. And I liked the battle tower a lot in Crystal. And I thought Gold had it, and it didn't. It didn't have the battle tower. And I was looking forward because the battle tower provides like a variable that you can like test your skills, and it's hard too in Crystal. And it didn't, I ran through it, I beat it, and it didn't have it. I was like, damn, I played the wrong game. I didn't realize it wasn't in that generation.
Okay, I mean, let's not get too distracted here, but you have to Nuzlocke. If anything, you have to do a Nuzlocke run.
What is a Nuzlocke?
Oh my God.
No, you gotta help me.
I've never heard of that either.
Oh,
Bro, you
okay.
gotta help me.
to people that are big Pokemon gamer fanatics, Nuzlocking is a custom set of rules. Totally viral. It's like, it's a very rigid way of playing the game that makes it challenging and way more dopaminergic when you win.
Really?
Oh my God. Yeah.
On what system?
Any system. It's not like, I mean, there are ways that you can get like a Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke ROM on your phone, so you can just play with the rules already implemented into the game. But the general premise is you cannot level your Pokemon higher than the level cap. And the level cap is the highest level Pokemon of the next gym leader. You also can only ever catch the first encounter you get on any route. So if it's Route 101, whoever you run into first, whether that's Zigzagoon, whether that's Poochyena, whether that's Wurmple, you have to catch that. And then the next route, 102, the first encounter. And so it doesn't let you build the exact same team. You have to play with a random set of Pokemon that you would not normally play with.
That's awesome. Because
if a Pokemon ever faints, you have to trash it. You can never use it. So your Pokemon cannot die.
Tough.
You have to Nuzlocke. The stakes are way higher. You'll die. You'll have to restart your run. You'll lose. It's incredible. Nuzlocking it's a game changer. It adds so much more excitement to these games because every game will be exactly the same. You're going to play with the same Pokemon. You're going to get over leveled, and then the game is going to be easy. But this adds stakes and strategy.
Yeah, I know.
It's so much better.
I have my starting 6 that I like. It's I'll wipe everyone.
So I always like Pokemon Snap.
That was
that
was
game.
an OG, bro.
Remember when they did the picture thing?
Yes, of course.
I did that. I went to Blockbuster and I printed it out and I sent it in. I tried all of that.
It's truly the greatest franchise ever because it's perfect. It's the perfect franchise. And I tweeted something recently where I was like, man, Pokemon should do see if you can inject a nostalgia into a game that they're releasing. And I was like, use old school sprites and designs, the pixelated 8-bit kind of style, with all of the new Pokemon. So the look and feel that we know and love, but with the new Pokemon and kind of inject nostalgia. And man, some of the Pokemon community they're like, haven't you heard of Fire Red and Leaf Green? I'm like, that was 22 years ago, bro. Do you understand what I'm saying? That was 22 years ago. And there's a rumor that as part of the 30th anniversary for Pokemon, they're going to re-release Fire Red and Leaf Green on Switch in this pixelated sprite style. In which case, I'm just like, bro, I'm not just saying this, right? Yeah. I'm not just a random guy being like, here's an idea. Bro, I'm
with you on that.
I've had some.
No, I mean, I've seen your passion for Pokemon. It's real, it's genuine, and it extends beyond anyone else I've talked to.
There are people who do not believe I like Pokemon. It is a criticism that I think is insane, especially because bro, I have one tattoo. It is a Squirtle. I got the tattoo before I ever bought a trading card as an adult. I didn't even know it was a viable. Look at it. It's Squirtle,
it's there.
It's cool. It's cool Squirtle.
Yeah.
And so dog, I think it's like that where I'm like, bro, y'all are just trying to invalidate everything I do.
How many business ventures do you have right now?
7.
What are these ventures? And what do their numbers look like? How do they compose your income net worth?
I will say them and then you can dive into each one.
Sure.
Prime, Lunchly, Anti-Fund, WWE, Impulsive, Rip It. I guess my YouTube channel. Yeah, my vlogs.
Mm-hmm.
And then this isn't a business venture, but as far as how I value or divvy my time, my family is very high on that list. Obviously, it's my family, so it's number 1. But as far as the time divvying up, those are the 8 things.
What surprised you in terms of being the most lucrative?
Yeah, I don't know. Money's hard to make. And none of it's coming easy, bro. It's hard.
What's the hardest part about it?
I will say the first thing that comes to mind is with Prime and Lunchly, being that we have entered the CPG space where there are legitimate corporate giants, right? That have been around forever, legacy brands. We have found it both a blessing and a curse to be the underdog represented by influencers. Me and KSI at the end of the day, boil us down to what we are. We're creators. We're content creators, which is a blessing because it allows us to surprise and shock people and flash back to when Prime first came out. Man, it was the hottest It was the hottest drink on the planet. There was a South Park episode entirely devoted to spoofing Prime. Drink cred, bro. We got cred, boys. Which is insane,
crazy.
bro. I just saw it in Fortnite, bro. They put the Prime parody cred in Fortnite on their South Park characters. Like, out of all the things in the South Park franchise they could have put in Fortnite, they chose a cred bottle, which is insane. It's such an honor.
Yeah.
It's such an honor. But this really broke through the mold, right? Because people were like, holy shit, these influencers came together. They told a cool story. They have a really good product that actually makes sense. A better for you hydration drink. That's our thesis. Better for you products. That's what we did with Lunchly as well. We kind of saw it turn on us a little bit because it's almost like you live and die by the sword. Because when these fake narratives were spun up about, so for Prime, it was like PFAS, Forever Chemicals.
Yeah.
We got sued, destroyed the lawsuit. There's no merit to it, but bro, the headline for every TikTok lawyer looking for clicks is like, Prime sued for PFAS, Forever. And so the hardest part, that's a lot of context. The hardest part for us has been having to consistently fight these negative narratives that most of the time have little to no truth to them, that do damage the goodwill of the brand that we've built. And people unfortunately believe it.
Are there any narratives that are true? Like, I've been seeing these videos lately. It's like Prime is dead. Prime sales are down.
I see that.
It's it's on the clearance section.
Yeah, I see that.
How much of that is true?
It's completely untrue. It's completely untrue, bro. If I told you the sales we were doing, you'd be shocked. People still see the value in our product because it tastes good and it's better for you. Like, I genuinely see people drinking Gatorade. I'm like, what are you doing?
Do you ever think there's other brands conspiring behind the scenes to try to hey, let's knock Prime down a little bit?
I will say, I found it a little odd when Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer was making a press conference about an energy drink that happened to be called Prime. It seems a little weird that the Senate Majority Leader would take time out of his day to address an up-and-coming influencer product called Prime. It is my opinion that there was some behind-the-scenes lobbying going on by big corporate giants that saw the disruption that we were causing in the market and came up with an incredibly creative way to disrupt the uptick of our brand.
To me, it seemed like maybe there was just parental confusion between this, the energy drink, and that what you're drinking. And then the parents are buying this for their kids who are 10 years old, and then they're getting wired at school and sharing it with their friends. And that's how I interpreted that.
We are in the stance of we've done a lot to try to differentiate the products. I mean, one comes in a can, one comes in a bottle. One is marketed as 18 plus, the other is not. One says energy drink on it, the other says hydration.
I'm curious, Google estimates your net worth at $150 million. Is that accurate? And where do they get these numbers from?
Where do they get the numbers from? I don't know. That's not accurate.
Okay, we're going to guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we talking liquid or are we talking
what I think is that you might have 80 to 90 million liquid. That's what I think. And in equity in Prime, another 150. I could sit and do some napkin math to hopefully be a little more accurate. 200 million in equity in Prime. That's what my guess is.
We were trying to figure this out earlier. My number's the same as Jack. I think about 80 to 90 liquid, and then
200-ish in Prime equity.
Yeah,
you're way off on the liquid.
So 30 million liquid, 40 million liquid.
You're much closer.
Okay,
really?
Yeah, guys, I spend money.
The house and the collectibles and
bro, I spend money.
But tax, you don't even pay very much in tax.
I spend money. I don't know what to say. Okay,
well, we got to get into some of the spending because
that's honestly surprising. I thought that for sure.
What's the point of having liquid cash?
Margin of safety, I feel. I'm not talking margin. I'm not taking cash. I talk investments. I can take stocks.
Safety, brother. That.
Bonds.
Nope.
A few treasuries.
Nope.
Do you have stocks?
Nope.
No way.
Are you kidding me?
Mm-mm.
Do you have a financial advisor?
Yeah.
And
He thinks I'm a lunatic.
Then why even hire this person to begin with if you're not going to listen to him?
I consider him more of a certified public accountant than an advisor.
And what does this person tell you to do that you don't listen to?
Everything.
Part of me wonders, why do you need to do different business? Because from my perspective, I see like WWE is like massive. Prime is massive. You got your podcast that you could be doing anytime. And you got a wife and a daughter. It just seems like that's a lot. Like most people couldn't even handle 2 of those things. Like why keep pushing it and doing new brands and building new things?
I feel compelled to. Like I genuinely feel called to make this stuff. B, I have a bit of occupational ADD where like I cannot function if I'm only working on 1 or 2 things. Like I have to keep my mind busy. And actually besides this past Monday night where like I did throw a couple back to celebrate the Illustrator sale, I've been sober, and that clarity has made me like a working maniac. Like all I can think about is work. My brain is just like exploding with ideas and like have to get them out. Have to do. I feel called to, and I also feel that I have a ability in the collecting space to like make something really good, and it made a lot of sense for me because like I clearly like have some influence as like a collector. It feels like there's meat on the bone if I'm not taking an opportunity to try to build something disruptive in the collectible space.
You do have an eye to be early, it seems like, to a lot of the collectibles. What really caught my attention is you were collecting a Bob Ross and you were bidding against Drake.
Yeah.
I
Did
believe.
you see it? It's in there.
No, I didn't see it.
You should check it out.
But that was something where I thought, oh man, now I want a Bob Ross. And that was never something I'd think about. Or even the Space Jam that was down there. I'm like, that is so cool. And now I see one on eBay, which I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go ahead and buy.
You have to,
But how do you figure out what's going to be going up in value? Do you buy it with future value in mind, or do you just buy what you like?
Very, very rarely. Very rarely. It's taste. I wish I had like a answer you could dissect, but it's taste. I buy things I'm interested in. Hopefully they hold their value. But like, flashback to 2 years ago, like, brother, your Pokemon card was not holding its value, dog. Like, Pokemon had a lull, a big lull. And it's easy to say now, like, man, Pokemon's exploding. It's like, if you believe in the long-term vision, no problem. I do, especially for Pokemon. Bob Ross is a legend, bro. Legend. And his art is actually really good.
I know.
It's really good art. So yeah, I got a Bob Ross. And yeah, I lost an auction against Drake. But I got all sorts of stuff that I think is like best in class assets. And I'd also sit in this unique position where like if I tell the story around the thing, right? I take my spotlight and go, look at this. Here's why it's important. I think people go, oh, yeah, I can see why that Illustrator's worth that much. It could only be won at an illustration contest. Only 39 of them were awarded. And it was created by Atsuko Nishida, the creator of Pikachu. It's a Pikachu created by the creator of Pikachu. That's insane. You couldn't buy this card from a pack. You had to be earned by the best illustrators of Korogor comic contest. Like that's an interesting story that like no one knew, and now people know, and like the value's there.
So you're telling me you had a third of your net worth in a Pokemon card?
Hold on a second. We never actually said what my net worth was.
But liquid-ish. I mean, like, would you consider that liquid net worth? It's mostly. I mean, you could probably offload that relatively quickly.
More of my net worth was in cardboard than like any financial advisor would tell you makes any sense. What am I going to do with the stock, bro?
Let it appreciate.
It pays dividends.
Nah, bro.
Compound interest.
I go to the vault that we store the cards in. I look at my card and I feel good. I feel like Ash Ketchum out there, bro.
We got to talk about how you're wasting money, because there has to be some phantom drain. There has to be some money that's being...
Bro, I just told you I sent $101.2 million to the wrong wallet. Like, talk about wasting money. It's gone.
But if we talk about in the big picture, I mean, it sucks, but it's not going to be life-ruining.
Yeah.
What's the worst money you've ever spent?
My $90,000 Mercedes couch that Eric jumped from a plane with. Such a stupid decision.
Whose idea was that to buy the couch?
Eric.
No, you.
Sorry, to buy the couch.
Yeah.
Me, yeah. The idea was this, because I had just bought a Mercedes lifted G-Wagon.
Yeah.
And the idea was that when I get home, I hop out the Mercedes to go sit on some Mercedes. I thought I was a gangster, bro. I was in my like YouTube flex era where you know, I'd wear like a whole handful of rings and like chains and look like a dweebo. Like, bro, I look back at my 2016, 2017 vlogs and like, I hate myself. Like, as a 30-year-old man, I look back and like, I would not have been a fan of myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I see some of these youngsters these days and I'm like, man, they're young, you know. They'll age up. Everyone changes.
How much do you think you've spent on Pokemon cards? Just that.
10 mil, at least.
Are there any of those cards you regret buying?
No.
And what does your current collection look like today?
It's gangster. It's incredible. I'm sitting in the best position I've ever sat in as far as a collector because I've diversified. 5 years ago, I was very vocal about collecting Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Then I realized something. If I'm vocal about something and a market spikes and I want more of it, I've essentially just bid against myself because now everyone's charging 1.5 to 2x of what they were charging because I told the story about it. And so now I've been collecting in silence on some things that I just have not spoken about because I'm well aware that like if I tell you I love dinosaurs and like I've probably spent $1 million in dinosaurs, I'm gonna have to spend $2 million to get the same thing. And like I've experienced that as well, dude. I put a $2 million offer on a dinosaur skull. The guy said no.
Did he know it was you?
Yeah, he knew it was me.
Do you think that hurt you?
Sometimes. Because here's another thing. I will not overpay because I'm me. You will risk losing the deal.
Why can't you have a lawyer reach out on your behalf? Because I've noticed I've wanted a dinosaur for a very long time. Any sort of fossil or foot or a skull. And then Ken Griffin bought that Stegosaurus and the values have now just like quadrupled. I can't buy a dinosaur anymore.
I watched the auction happen live. I was going to bid on it. The estimate was between 4 and 6 million, brother. 4 and 6 million. We sat there with the auction live, ready to hit bid. 4 million, 4.5.
You guys are probably on all the same auctions.
Oh yeah,
that is hilarious.
Probably. And so I'm watching that Stegosaurus go up. I'm like, 11 million. This is crazy. Twice the estimate. 25 million, 30 million. Eventually I was like, bro, what's happening here? It's actually that auction that made me realize that my card could go nuclear, which is what happened.
Same thing happened with the Paul Newman Rolex Daytona. When that sold at a crazy price, it brought up the entire watch market with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so dinosaurs are they're one of the best asset classes to invest in my opinion, because it's also the coolest piece of art you will ever see. It's a dinosaur. My prized possession is a 66 million year old Triceratops skull.
How much do you buy that for?
$500K.
What's it valued at now?
Probably $1 million. Bought it like 4 years ago. So I wish it was in this house. It's in my other house.
What is the logic to have millions of dollars in dinosaurs, but zero in the stock market?
The f am I going to do with the stock, bro? Let me tell you what happens when I come downstairs in the morning and I see a 66 million year old Triceratops skull sitting there. It puts my humanity in perspective. In one moment, I go, man, we really are just like an evolved speck of dust that we have this short little amount of time to live on this earth. The dinosaurs were the greatest species to ever roam the earth. Do you know how many years they were around, guys? Hundreds of millions of years. Literally. Do you know how many years humans have been around? Between 200 and 300,000. To put that into perspective, it's like, bro, we are a blip on this radar of Earth. The dinosaurs are the greatest species to ever roam the planet. To get to own a piece of that and like let myself be inspired and like count my blessings every day and like look up at the sky and realize my humanity, like, bro, NVIDIA stock can't make me do that. Shout out Jensen.
Are you buying more dinosaurs?
I can't afford them, bro. Because I like Pokemon
but
too
maybe
much.
Maybe if you invested, those investments would be able to buy your dinosaurs.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Had my beautiful daughter. I had about 6 months of like a bit of a lull where I wasn't doing WWE and I was taking my time to be a dad, but my brain like just will go and I'll just start like conceptualizing and stuff. And I got very deep into starting like a dinosaur company, a fossil company, because I know, yeah. I mean, look,
I honestly believe dinosaurs are going to be popping
I
off.
agree. I mean,
I've gone down all the documentaries on like the fossils and the dinosaur market and who's buying these and why geologists say, they should be in collections, not in private hands. I mean, I've seen everything.
It's true.
I'm
so that's
obsessed with them.
Bro, they're incredible.
Yeah.
That though is the dilemma. And I'm glad Ken Griffin is loaning his dinosaur out to, I think, the Museum of Natural History in New York. Because like to have a specimen like Apex, that Stegosaurus that sold for $44.6 million, be in a private collection is like a bit of a shame. And I even like, I have this Triceratops skull, right? And like, I'm like, yo, maybe it should be in a museum. Maybe it should. Triceratops, there's a lot more of them. So like that one maybe, but like the one of one stands or shoes, the big T-Rex, like that, bro, those can't be in private collections. So I do hope that if people are collecting like these otherworldly, best in class, 70% bone completion specimens, I'd like that they'd be in museums or collections where like young people especially can see them and allow themselves to marvel at this spectacle that is prehistoric fossils.
In terms of spending though, what was the logic behind buying this house?
It is really expensive. It was not like a financially sound decision because of how much money it was. A couple like kind of practical things I think like you can understand. One, our old place, there was construction next door that started at 7 a.m. every single morning. We have about another 2 years of that, I think. And like, that's tough, bro, because I need sleep. If I don't sleep, I'm not gonna be able to survive. I also was ready to enter my billionaire phase, bro. To be honest with you, I was ready to level up and become like a big boy and put my back against the wall and live in an environment that I felt would be conducive to my work and force me to lock in. I told myself if I moved in this house, I would stop smoking weed, which is like a bit of a vice for me. I gotta watch that demon. It truly is the devil's lettuce. Truly. And I did. And I've been locked in, bro.
Has having more money made you happier?
It's made me more appreciative, which I think manifests itself in like interesting ways. Like it's made me more grateful. Like, bro, I am like glancing outside every so often. Like, I can't believe this is my house. And I'm so grateful for it. And I pray every day and I just thank. And that gratitude is like, provides an interesting level of happiness, I think, that like it hasn't gone away. Like, I also am someone who am pretty good at perspective, which is like way easier said than done. But if you can master the art of perspective, like you're sitting in a good spot. But bro, how can I complain about anything in this house? Suffering is suffering. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. You're a billionaire in a beautiful house and there's people like suffering on the streets, bro. Like, shut the fuck up. You're good. And I get it, bro. I have bad days and I'm gonna complain and I'm kind of being a hypocrite a little bit, but like, bro, it could be way worse, dog. You know what I'm saying?
So you found that you got more motivation buying the house and having this huge purchase that kind of lit the flame. Like your back is up against the wall. Now you got to make it work.
I've always loved doing that. I've always loved doing that. Back against because I'm a fighter, bro. Like my back's against the wall.
Like Jake does the same thing.
We do the same thing.
Yeah.
We're similar in this way. We spend money in a way that like makes us have to continue working. And I also know other successful people who do this as well. Like spend the money. Gotta make money, bro. Got no choice now. You don't want to let your family down. I don't want to lose the house.
Do you think money has changed you at all? Would you say it's for the better or for the worse?
I think it's for the better. Because I've been humbled so many other times by life in various regards. Everyone on the internet knows what I'm talking about. But like, dude, I've failed. Like more times than one. in front of the whole world. That can destroy a person or humble them. But a humility check for any man is not a bad thing. In fact, I think most people need it. I've had to be checked by life like multiple times. And I think it's led me to, if I do say so myself, be like a semi-grounded person who is still somewhat in touch with reality, although living an extremely unrelatable life and having a lot of resources. And I'm proud of myself for that, to be honest with you.
Side tangent here. I just want to say one of my favorite videos of yours was the Tetris video.
Dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was such a fun video to make. And I think it went like under the radar.
It did. Now, really quick, here's what I've noticed. When it comes to giving a presentation, the hardest part isn't the slides themselves. It's losing momentum when you have to pause and move your ideas into different tools to format them.
And that's where today's sponsor, Gamma, comes in. Many of us use Claude to think things through, and then Gamma helps turn those ideas into real presentations. And now with Claude connectors, you can use Gamma right inside Claude.
This means you could map out ideas, outline strategies, or refine your thoughts into a full-fledged presentation without leaving the chat.
Here is a real example of just how insane Gamma is. I can ask Claude to use Gamma to make a media kit for brands interested in sponsoring the show. In seconds, Gamma creates a fully functional slideshow that you can easily edit. And when you change your ideas, the presentation updates too. You don't have to rebuild slides or copy notes between tools. Everything just stays in one place.
You could link tools like Gmail, Notion, GitHub, and HubSpot to keep everything in sync. Claude brings in the right information for you, and Gamma quickly turns it into something that you could share.
It honestly just feels way more natural to work this way. You just focus on your ideas, and the presentation comes together as you go. One of the most important ideas we share on the Iced Coffee Hour is you have to stay on the cutting edge of AI because it is developing so fast. So if you're anything like us and you build decks regularly using Claude, you have to give this a shot.
Just go to gamma.app, connect Gamma to Claude, and see how it integrates with your workflow. Now, when Jack and I were starting the Iced Coffee Hour, we were figuring out everything ourselves, from the best cameras to use, the best audio equipment, how to get sponsors. Every day, we're basically just winging it. That's why, if you're starting or growing your own business, you know how valuable today's sponsor is, and that would be Shopify.
Shopify is basically an all-in-one business platform. They power millions of businesses worldwide, from major brands like Mattel and Gymshark to everyday entrepreneurs that are just getting started. And you know what's crazy is you've probably already used Shopify and you didn't even know it, because they handle about 10% of all American e-commerce. So if you shopped online in the United States, it was probably through Shopify.
What's really great about Shopify is that they give you access to a complete design studio with hundreds of ready-to-use templates to build a beautiful online store that perfectly matches your brand. There's no coding needed, and their AI tools even help you write product descriptions or improve your product photos.
And if you're worried, like most businesses are, about getting exposure to your product or service, don't be, because Shopify has incredible marketing campaigns that reach customers wherever they're scrolling.
So start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Plus, you could sign up for a $1 a month trial when you go to shopify.com/ICH. Again, that is shopify.com/ICH with the link down below in the description, shopify.com/ICH.
The link is also down below in the description. Thank you so much to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. The private jet. Do you want to get one? Will you get a private jet? How will you justify it?
We travel so much for WWE. Like every Monday, I'm on the road, and I'm also in Puerto Rico. So pull up a map. It's an island to the bottom right of the United States. We can fly commercially pretty easy to the East Coast, which I'm not opposed to, because it obviously you save way more money. And I definitely joke about it, but like, bro, if you can fly commercial, like fly commercial. Fastest dollar earned is the dollar saved. That said, flying private is truly one of the greatest luxuries a human can experience. It is incredible for so many reasons. I've had some of the most remarkable conversations I've ever had in my life and experiences on private jets. And obviously that sounds like pompous and like maybe a bit out of touch, but man, it's a wild experience to get to fly 40,000 feet in the air on something that is like solely yours, and you don't have to go through TSA. You can eat food up there. It's just quiet. You can sleep.
Could you financially justify buying a private jet right now?
Yeah.
And why don't you? Because it feels like that would also light the fire.
Spending a lot of money on other stuff, bro. Collectibles.
Okay.
For example, Rip It, bro.
Yeah.
I'll have invested over $7 million by the time that we launch.
Does Nina ever say, hey, Logan, maybe we shouldn't be spending, maybe let's put some aside? Does she ever?
Yes, but something happened that made her no longer do that. On an episode of our reality show, Paul American, I told her I bought Wayne Gretzky's final championship game hockey stick for $336,000. She was like, what the is wrong with, like, in a nice way. She was just like, oh my God, I can't believe you bought a stick for that much. I'm like, it's Wayne Gretzky's, the great one. You know, my stupid man brain, like, rationalizing this insane purchase. And then I think a lot of people were like, it's commenting, it's his money, don't tell him how to spend it, whatever. And she was like, okay, fine. Like, you know what? You're right. Spend the money how you want. And I also think she sees that, like, the stuff that I buy holds its value because they're best in class assets. They're grails.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think she's gotten a little more trust in my ability to spend money and then have it store its value and hopefully one day make money.
It's just insane to me that you have more money in a stick than you do
in
stocks.
I don't have a single stock, boys.
Have you ever had one?
Yes.
What happened?
I found E-Trade annoying.
And so you just, like, told your guy, hey, get me out of everything.
Yeah.
Did you make money when you had the stocks?
No.
So you've only ever lost money in the stock market?
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
What stock was it?
I don't know.
And who told you to buy it?
Don't know.
So you downloaded E-Trade, transferred money in, bought something, sold something, got out, and then bought a dinosaur head.
That's about right.
I think over the next 20 years, I do think a dinosaur is going to outperform the stock market, in fairness.
It depends what you buy.
What's the dinosaur to buy? If you have a budget under $1 million to buy a dinosaur.
Okay.
Or how much is it to get a grail piece that's not like, $40 million?
Buy a T-Rex tooth, bro.
How much are those?
Probably $50,000 plus. Depends what size you buy. But, like, I have one in that room, but, like, I bought it for like $30,000. It's worth like $60 now.
I mean, that is pretty cool.
It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex tooth. And those, the argument of, like, it should be in a museum doesn't apply because there are a lot of T-Rex teeth, but, like, not enough to make it the value completely
But doesn't
drop.
that make it less valuable because there's so many teeth out there?
That's where this gets interesting. This is what I realized when I was thinking about starting a dinosaur company. Okay. I pulled a T-Rex tooth from the earth myself. We went digging, which is also, I hear some people being like, well, maybe dinosaurs didn't exist. Go f*** yourself, you idiots. Of course they exist. I pulled a T-Rex tooth out of the earth myself.
Could have been planted there by somebody.
No chance. 0% chance. No way.
I'm kidding.
No. It was an incredible experience. And in that moment, right, I'm looking around. We're in the middle of Montana with the Hell Creek hooligans. Shout out to the hooligans, who just unearthed, by the way, the largest T-Rex tooth ever found, ever. It's just like 13, 14 inches long. It's like this big. It's insane.
Is this the guy that owns all the land there?
He does own a lot of land, but I don't know if it's the guy.
Yeah,
but yes, he owns a ton of land.
Sure.
We're on that ton of land. I'm looking around. Bro, we're in the middle of nowhere. We're in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, dude, how did you find this little plot of dirt to dig in that is, like, uncovered in a 𝗖𝗓𝗧 skull? He found a Pachycephalosaurus there. He's in the middle of getting like a femur out of the ground. And so I'm like, how the f did he do this? It's like a needle in a haystack. But then I started thinking about what I told you about earlier. Dinosaurs were around for hundreds of millions of years. Humans have been around for 300,000 years. Do you know how many dinosaur bones there are in the earth? They're probably, bro, everywhere. There are dinosaur bones everywhere. You got to be in the right area, right? There's like a dino strait in Middle America. But if you can figure out how to optimize and efficiently find and extract the dinosaur bones from the earth, there's a real business there. Because, dog, let me tell you something. No offense to the hooligans, and I love these guys, but sticking your knife in the ground and twisting it just to find a tooth for 8 hours a day is not a viable way to optimize the extraction of fossils from the earth. So
It should
theoretically.
be like a machine or something that just stomps and scans, right?
Wouldn't that make you bearish on the prices of
That's what I was
dinosaur
thinking.
memorabilia? Like the fact.
Yes.
So is it a good or bad investment?
I don't think anyone has the wherewithal in the dinosaur space to do what I'm saying. There are a few people who could do it, some of whom are friends of mine.
Mhm.
But it's hard. It's like a real operation. And I'm telling you, I got close to doing it. I have the sickest name
I
for a
feel like
dinosaur
they're going to
company.
do it when the value reaches a certain point, and then the cost of not doing that becomes higher than what they're able to unearth.
You just gotta have the grit and the drive. I become obsessed with these things, bro. Obsessed. Right now, I am obsessed. Well, I'm always obsessed, but right now especially, I'm obsessed with collectibles. Obsessed. That's why I have to make Rip It. Also, it's called Rip It. What a dope name, bro. It's my proudest branding accomplishment ever that we got the trademark for. Rip It.
Is there a number where you would feel done financially?
No.
Do you plan on being a billionaire?
No. I think I'll become one, but like I don't plan on it. I think I'll become one though, God willing.
At what money amount does more money stop making such an impact on like overall happiness and like what you are able to do?
I've heard about like 100 million. The difference between like 100 million and a billion is kind of like marginal, I think. Then I also think there's like another level of like the billions and billions that is like a level of wealth like you can't even understand. I can't even understand it. I've seen it. It's like unfathomable.
In your own life, was there a certain inflection point where like more money didn't really make that much of a difference?
I think I'm here. But that's actually not true at all. Cause like, bro, I like if you gave me $16.5 million, for example, I could spend that tomorrow. Tomorrow.
What would you buy?
Pokemon cards. I am currently on a Pokemon mission unlike no other. Will be the most insane story that's ever been told in Pokemon.
How much do you think Gary King Pokemon's collection is worth?
At least 10 million.
You don't think more than that? Given that he has so many of the first edition PSA 10 Charizards.
Let me think.
Does he have
He
he has like
allegedly
20 of them?
No.
No?
No, I think he has like between 8 and 10 that I know of. Who knows? He's a gangster. But he has a sealed case of first edition boxes that he opened just to check if it was first edition boxes. And it was. So like it's essentially sealed. That alone is worth. It's the thing I tried to buy that I got scammed out of. The GI Joe cards that turned out to be GI Joe cards. That alone is, I mean, that's probably 6 to 7 million. So yeah, I guess you're right. He probably, I don't know, probably between 10 and 15 million, probably, maybe more.
I think it's 20.
God dang.
Because what he does, I've noticed, it's always up on eBay when you search for Pokemon, and he prices it about 30-something% higher than the market value.
Yeah.
And it consistently raises. Because
Yeah.
I remember when it was $5,555,000 for the whole collection, and then it went to 10, and then 15, and 20. I think it's 33 now.
So for example, if I had like a ton of money, bro, I would just clean these collections because I just really believe in Pokemon, especially because like, dude, you ever see kids rip packs these days?
They're careful about them.
They are obsessed. Young people are obsessed with ripping packs. They're playing the game. Pokemon is still the highest grossing franchise in the world. To me, that is a determinant that tells me Pokemon has at least another 10 to 20 years, because in the same way that it affected me as a child and then I grew up and got some money, which by the way is the same thing that happened to AJ 𝗪𝗡𝗪𝗡, the guy who bought my card.
Yeah.
When we were talking at the end, he's 33. And guess what? Him and his brother love Pokemon. They went to tournaments. They were like battling. They were invested in Pokemon. Then all of a sudden, these little youths grow up and make some money and can spend their money on this alternative asset class. And so it will happen for the youth now who will grow up and make some money and be able to invest copious amounts of money on Pokemon.
So how are you investing your money today? Like, where is your like net worth allocated? Real estate, no stocks? Like, what percentage Pokemon as opposed to other alternative investments?
A lot of it is in real estate. Like I have 2 houses here, bro. Like it's a lot. There's a lot of money. A lot of it's in Pokemon. A lot of it's in this collectible platform that I'm personally investing into. Like besides the real estate, bro, I'm kind of like betting on myself a little bit. Betting on myself, investing in myself. And like the things I'm buying, at least the collectible stuff, is stuff that I think like stories can be told around it, you know? Or like that deserve that spotlight that I mentioned.
And then of course you have Prime, which have you ever been offered a buyout?
Buyout?
Yeah.
No.
Never once?
No. Everyone wants to invest in it.
Would you sell Prime for $5 billion right now?
It's funny because that's obviously like a ton of money, guys. That would make me a billionaire overnight. But like, I think I've reached a point where I just don't know. I don't know, like money, like money, like it's just a number. Like it becomes a bit marginal. I think I'm at that point. This is your question earlier. Like I think I'm at that point where it's like, I don't know.
If it's worth it, I guess I could phrase it like this. There comes a point in your life where you will not do something simply for the sake of more money.
Oh, I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there.
So money is not the biggest motivator. It becomes something else.
That's where I'm at.
What do you think is an invalid criticism that you get?
To put this the most blunt possible is that any inclination that I'm a scammer, like that is it's patently false. And unfortunately, I'm in a position where the only way to prove that is in a courtroom, which I intend to do sooner rather than later. And I'm looking forward to it because online, a lot of false narratives can be spun up and unfortunately people believe them. But yeah, I'd say it's that the businesses that I build are not started with anything but the best intentions. Like, bro, I don't, if it's not abundantly clear to you, like I'm not chasing money. I like building, and it happens to be a byproduct of things that I make. Like I'm good at making it. I'm better at spending it. But like I like building, and I try to make stuff that I think is disruptive and fun and people can use. And like it doesn't always work out. And I think there is a bit of a misconception that people have in that something not working out in a business setting doesn't mean you had bad intentions. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Especially now, especially if you can be made into clickbait and like a YouTube thumbnail, and like people can make tons and tons and tons of videos about you to enrich themselves and get attention. Like, bro, God bless you. Go do that, get that bread. But when you lie over and over again, video after video, time and time again, and you know you're lying, eventually you may find yourself being held accountable in a court.
I have noticed that a lot of times people will, to me, almost like make something up, and then everyone sees this and it gets a lot of likes, and then they treat it as fact because that one comment got a lot of likes. Like recently, apparently Jack had a trust fund I was unaware of, and Jack
Elon
shares
Musk
the name.
is a distant relative of mine, according to the general public, because there's another individual that shares my same name, Jack Selby, and he was a part of the PayPal mafia. I've never met him. I've never spoken to him. I tried to speak to him, didn't work out, and he somehow knew Elon, and Elon is apparently my father, but he's not. And so this got a bunch of likes, and then people were responding to this comment saying, wow, I never knew Jack. I've been watching this podcast for 5 years. Yeah. I never knew he was a descendant of generational wealth. And then other comments were like, yeah, you didn't know that? And then also this. And I'm like, where did this come about?
It was also crazy. I mentioned years ago, that my dad was an animator for Disney in the 80s and 90s.
It's awesome.
And then someone spun that up, that my dad was an executive at Disney, and that he gave me clients when I started in real estate, and that I wouldn't have been successful if it were not for my dad being an executive at Disney, feeding me clients at 18 years. And I have no idea where they come up with this, but everyone's like, oh, wow, no, I had no idea. It's funny, Graham never mentioned this.
Yep.
Why would he be hiding this? Oh, now it all makes sense.
Boys, I'm going to tell you something. People will believe anything that makes their reality make sense. The truth is no longer important or objective. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter, especially with AI now. People are not going to know what to believe. And so they'll either believe everything or believe nothing. But I think people are idiots, generally speaking, and will probably believe everything. They do not care about truth. They do not care about resolve. They do not care about nuance. So if a headline makes sense to them that fits their interpretation of reality and what they're seeing, that's what they're going to be glued to. And then if they find out facts that negate that information, facts, evidence, truth that negates that evidence, they don't care. Doesn't matter to them. It doesn't fit their reality. And so like, bro, I'm done like trying to convince people, like, bro, you got to believe me. Even that's why like I have no interest in talking about certain stuff that like, no matter how much I say, like people always are going to have something to say. And like, if you want to get to the bottom of it, great. Like, let's lawyer up and flesh it out in a courtroom setting, because you can't hide in court. And for that reason, it's fantastic. Truth matters. Like, it's a jury of your peers, not dumb YouTube audience that's influenced by the other guy in the echo chamber comment section. Like, that's insane. That's not facts, bro. Even on X, bro. I get community notes on X, flames me, but a lot of the times it's incorrect. Like, it's a community note written by members of the community, upvoted by members of the community. And if you're someone like me who has a large community that doesn't like you, they'll all just gang up on you on Twitter. You can't even trust a platform like that that prides itself on truth and objectivity and facts to say truth, objectivity, and facts.
Here's something you can clear up though. The Pikachu Illustrator card got graded a PSA 10. They say that you got it regraded a 10. I think you should set the record straight on that.
I don't even know what to say. This is so ridiculous to me. Like, I bought it as a 10. Like, there's a video online with like 8 million views, maybe more, of me buying it as a PSA 10. So this one I don't understand at all. I bought the Pikachu Illustrator as a 10. There is objective proof. That's a fact. You can watch it. Link in description. Where does that even start? Like that, this one's crazy because it's like, it's so cut and dry. That card had been graded 10 for like a decade. Help me understand, actually.
They say that your connection got it regraded as a 10.
But it was a 10 when I bought it. You got to help me, Graham.
I'm just saying, that's what they're saying.
But like,
and that's something we could dispel.
But how does that, but like,
do you think you saying this is just not going to make a difference? There's no point.
Hell no, bro. They will go watch the video of me buying the card as a 10 from the guy who had it for 5 to 10 years before me, where he bought it as a 10, and they'll go, I don't even know what they'll say. This is like, I have a disconnect with a portion of the internet because I just don't understand the criticism. And then if I talk about it, like, there's always something else to say. Bro, this podcast alone will feed commentary channels for the next 3 months. Like, they will have a feast with this thing. And bro, God bless you guys. Honestly, God bless you guys. Get that bread. Just, if you can, keep it truthful.
What do you say to the criticism that the PSA 10 should have been a 9 based on its condition?
My opinion about the grade of that card is that it's the best Pikachu Illustrator that I've seen, and I have 10s in worse condition. It's a 10.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. The card is unequivocally, objectively a 10. I don't know if that criticism is so much directed at me, or like it is at the end of the day, right? Which doesn't make sense. I didn't grade the card. The card was graded by PSA 10, 12, 11, 13, 14, I don't know, years ago.
Yeah. My understanding too, the grading back then, they were a little more lenient than they are today with like the technology and everything. So today's 10 is actually a lot harder to get than like 7 years ago. It's my understanding.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
But like, bro,
I mean,
the card says 10 on it. It's the only double-digit Illustrator in the entire world. And the buyer, 𝗖𝗎𝗓𝗧𝗪, said the following to me. He said, he's like, I did my diligence. I looked at the other alleged better condition cards than this one. He specifically pointed out another one that he saw that is like supposedly in better condition, and he landed on this one. and there were 2 other bidders above $15 million, which as a buyer, for me is like, if I was buying, it's validating. You're not the only one who thinks this is worth over $15 million. And bro, these people are rich because they're not dumb. It isn't dumb money. They did their diligence. And like, there will be criticism around anything I do. It does not matter if it's true. People love to run with anything that tears me down.
What do you think started this like cascading effect of criticism towards Logan Paul?
Japan.
That was it.
Yeah.
And beforehand, you had not experienced anything really.
No, I was literally YouTube's golden boy.
So everyone loved you. There was no Logan Paul, the rise and fall. There was nothing like that.
No.
It was simply that.
It was the mistake that I made in Japan. And here's where it gets tricky. That's valid. Like, bro, I made a colossal mistake. And it was a moral mistake. And so, a lot of people close their mind off to the idea that this is like a young person who like had his priorities shifted and like can become a better human being. It's, like he had a moral dilemma. He's going to have a lot more. And he's a piece of he's evil. Like, bro, I see comments online saying like, I'm evil. Evil? Bro, like Hitler's evil. Evil, bro? That is a strong word. And if that's someone's opinion about me, bro, honestly, God bless them. I think they're entitled to that opinion. And that's just the way that cookie crumbled. And I think their mind's probably closed off to letting me prove that like I'm a human being who made a mistake and tried to learn from it.
Do you think that you dealt with that the right way? Should you have made an apology video?
For Japan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was sorry. I f***ed up. I genuinely believe I f***ed up. To this day, I'm like if I don't know if this was on your list of questions, but like if you were to ask me what's one regret you have in life, I have more than one, but my actions in Japan, it is a regret. Although I think I became a better human because of it, and I certainly tried to do that. And it wasn't like it's like, yeah, please forgive me. I'm a good guy. It was like, all right, I'm gonna like try to like earn the literally just earn the chance to be forgiven. I want to earn the chance to be forgiven. Just a chance. To please try. Like, let's see if you can open up your mind and like, I'll prove that I can be forgiven. And that was like 8 or 9 years ago. And like, I think I've done a decent job of it. But because that happened, it's a lot easier for people to then point their finger at me and go like, oh, his business failed. It's a scam. Bro, the business like ultimately didn't work out, but to accuse me of malintentions right off the rip, especially if you have the facts proving otherwise, that's actionable. For example,
do you think that you needed that to happen?
Yes, I do. I was just headed down a very bad path and would have like done something that would have had a permanent consequence. But why that is a regret is because there's like a victim who has a family, and like they didn't need to see that, bro.
Did you ever find out any information on you did?
They did not want to speak to me.
Okay. Yeah.
And I understand. And that's something I have to live with, bro. You sleep in the bed you make. I made that bed, and like all I can do is try to become a better human being because of it. But I think because there was a lapse in morality in that moment, people assume, and this may even be valid, people may assume that like that lapse is like a permanent part of someone's personality. Some people believe that, some don't.
What do you think is a valid criticism?
This may be something that is known a little more like personally in my circles, but I'm pretty candid, like to the point where it can come across as like rude. Like I'm pretty blunt. You know how they say treat others the way you want to be treated? Mm-hmm. I find that to be total. I don't like beating around the bush, and if something's wrong, I'm like, bro, you had a thing in your eye earlier, like I told you. Like I don't care. Like Like this is
Thank you.
This like let's cut the let's get to the root of what we're trying to say here.
Yeah.
It's a little like it can sometimes rub people the wrong way. But like that's how I prefer to be treated, because like I don't have time for and a lot of people want to be babied. Full grown men want to be babied and coddled into finding out what you're trying to say. I don't care to do that. I mean, I think that's a valid criticism.
So we recently had Jake Paul on the podcast. How's your relationship with him today?
It varies like day by day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's definitely the strongest it's ever been, but I think he's going through a lot right now of good, but also like he broke his jaw.
Yeah.
And that sucks, and that's proven to have some complications. His fiance just won Olympic gold.
Saw that.
And silver, which is insane. He's traveling all over the world. He's busy. He just had this huge fight. And so like we haven't been as connected as we usually are, but like that's, I guess, like one of the side effects of having like a brother who's building an empire. But overall, I'd say our relationship now is like stronger than it's ever been, because we've had a bunch of ups and a bunch of downs.
Yeah.
But like ultimately, I think the downs make the relationship that much stronger if you can work through them.
What was the biggest disagreement you've had with Jake?
I mean, bro, the most recent one is like the disagreement that's very public right now on X. And very current. Like it's bad.
How much does that spill over into your personal life?
Like, are you
with and
texting him?
Yeah. And bro, let me just, before we even dive into this, let me say, this particular one is complicated because although I vehemently disagree with his position on this, and I can say that, and I believe I have, even as his brother, the right to say that. I love him so much dearly, and I love my family members, and I'm sure people can understand this. That doesn't mean I share their views. And in some regards, I believe I have the right to express my disapproval. And like, I don't know if like there needs to be pushback all the time. Like, you support your brother no matter what. Like yes, but this one's pretty egregious to me. And so I felt it important to vocalize that we are different people. I love him. I disagree with this viewpoint wholeheartedly.
I'm surprised how often people confuse you two.
That's the issue, and that's why it does bleed over into my life. People think I'm him. People think we're the same person.
Yeah.
I get called Jake, he gets called Logan. They think we're the same person. And so it's like, it's tough.
You know what's hilarious? Not to completely 180, but like when we had him on our show and we asked what the biggest disagreement, like where your relationship with him was in the most turmoil, what would you say it was?
My guess would be like politically.
For him, it was when you guys were making diss tracks.
Oh, I mean, bro, that's like,
he said that was like a violently.
That was bad. That was bad.
Like, that's crazy, because to me as a viewer, like I was just like, I don't even know how old I was at the time. Just like, oh, look,
so casually, they did a diss track.
Yeah.
And then I'm like in my mind somewhere else.
And
like, all right, that was
to
cool.
him. He was like, as soon as he said that Team 10's not even making any money, he's like, then I was angry. Like that was
so
it.
Funny. He told me that was a bar. He was like, that was a good line. Your investors know that.
Yeah.
Your investors know Team 10 ain't making any money.
And he's all, that's the thing that really hurt.
That was
like, dude, that's
bar.
hilarious.
That was a bar, bro.
It stung like really.
When I wrote that, I was like, God damn, bro. We going crazy on this one. Yeah, bro. Had to put him in the dirt for that one. I don't know what I even said it in the song, but now I gotta go and put you in the dirt. Like, it was all out there, and that was real. And that was it became like an era of YouTube, the YouTube diss track era, championed by me and my brother. It was insane.
Who has a better musical career, you or Jake?
I don't know, but we both have platinum records, which is crazy because it's like
I would say it's
quest.
Everyday Bro is more known.
Absolute banger.
Yeah.
Everyday Bro.
I mean, Nick Crompton just really took that to the next level.
Absolutely, he just crushed it. Everyday Bro's a banger. Jake definitely tried to make a run at music. I did too. Then I think we both realized that we don't have the it factor. I don't got the talent. Sucks.
What has Jake taught you? And do you ever look at what he has or what he's accomplished with like any envy or jealousy?
I think I'd be lying if I said no. I don't know any like specific examples that come to mind, but it's definitely a very easy narrative for people online to like, he's jealous of his brother.
Yeah.
And Jake's even approached me once and been like, bro, you're jealous of me. And I had to be like, dude, from the bottom of my heart, like I'm in the happiest place of my life. And I'm so glad you have everything you've ever wanted. And so do I. I don't have an ounce of jealousy for you. Like there was a narrative online for a while that I was jealous of his fight career, which I think the way these things get spun up is by like a look or something said or me being like, oh, I think I could beat you. And then people are like, he's just jealous. No, I'm like a delusional optimist. Like Jake thought he could beat Anthony Joshua. No, bro, like no shot. But like he believed it. So then I kind of believed it. Like that's just the way, the way it worked. What he's taught me to answer that or what have I learned from him, he's got this ability to be patient that I really appreciate. His long-term vision is more fleshed out than mine. And in many ways, he is more disciplined than me, which is an ultimate contributor to his success. He's extremely disciplined when he wants to be.
Is there anything he has in his life right now that you are a little bit jealous of? Private jet?
Well, no, because he lets me use the private jet. like we
that's brotherly love right there. That's
incredible.
love.
That's really we get to pay at cost.
Yeah.
Like we get an extreme discount. Man, I think jealous is the wrong word. Like, because jealous implies a bit of like,
you don't want him
like,
to have
I
it.
should have that.
Yeah,
No, I mean, like, it's all just things. And I think the things that he has are like incredible and I'm happy for him. I think his ranch is
That looks
an awesome purchase. 5,500 acre ranch, bro, that's 9 square miles.
There might be dinosaurs on there.
Doesn't appear to be in the Dino Belt. It's in Georgia.
You've looked?
Yeah. And like he may find something in there, but it doesn't appear. Nah, bro, I don't know. Not really.
You've also mentioned though recently that you're locking in. So you quit a lot of vices that you had. You're trying to focus on health.
Yeah.
Do you think if someone is a viewer, let's just say, is broke and out of shape, the first thing they should do is get in shape or try to get their money up?
Fitness is the first step to greatness.
Without question.
Undoubtedly. I used to not think that. But if you're not taking care of yourself, how the can you take care of anything else? Your body is your temple. This is the one vessel you have. When I pray that I was put in this vessel. It's just a vessel, guys. My consciousness is like wherever, but I've been programmed in this body. Treat it like a temple. Why would you not? And if you don't have discipline about the thing that's powering your entire existence on this planet, how can you expect to have discipline anywhere else? Put on your sneakers. I thought about writing a book one day and calling it Put on Your Sneakers. To me, will alter like your intention of what you're doing. If you have your sneakers on and you show up in a gym, like you don't, bro, just I dare you to do this. Put on your sneakers and walk into a gym. What do you think you're going to do?
Walk out.
Straight to the treadmill. No incline. No, probably
That's fine.
No, probably work out harder. Because honestly, sometimes I'll work out in Birkenstocks. Sometimes I'll work out in like slip-ons. But I haven't even thought I haven't worked out in like running shoes in a while.
Bro, you don't even gotta just put on your fucking tennis shoes, go walk in a gym and see what happens. If you turn around and walk out of that door, what kind of person are you, bro? You're in sneakers at the gym. Bro. Go walk on a treadmill. I don't care what you do. Go walk on a treadmill. Next day, go walk on the treadmill. Next day after that, put it at 1% incline. Like, start somewhere. Fitness, I think, truly is the first step to greatness.
How do you maintain your physique?
First off, I'm incredibly consistent with my workouts. I've been working out for 6 days a week, no matter how much I'm traveling or working or sleeping, probably for the past year. So back to the consistency thing. And I noticed around month 4, 5, 6, you start to for me anyways, my body starts to look like really chiseled. I'm religious about recovery. And I'm pretty specific with my pre-workouts and post-workouts.
What do those look like?
Well, for me, it's Prime Energy pre-workout, which like, yes, it's my brand. Yes, I'm inherently a little bit biased. That thing makes me run through a wall at the gym, and like it's way better than working out without it, because like I can power through a workout. I also think the type of workouts I do, he laughs at me, but I think the type of workouts I do, not a lot of people would do, and I think.
What do you mean? What type of workouts do you?
So every workout, pretty much, I start with a weighted jump rope, 15 minutes. And then this is like a peak workout. At the end, at the last 10 seconds of every minute, you do double jumps.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So first off, I dare you to jump for 15 minutes with a weighted jump rope. You're going to die. Second off, the double jumps for the last 10 seconds at the end of every minute gets you shredded in your whole body, and you're doing cardio. After that, you start your workout, like your actual workout. And so like, to me, it's an easy way to both shred and get cardio, burn a ton of calories. You're accomplishing a lot and working a lot of your body, just jumping rope. And you can do it wherever. And then obviously post-workout, so Prime Shake, yet again, is another Prime product. But
what's your macros looks like?
I don't count them.
Do you just generally try to eat like low calorie, high protein?
Like,
when's the last time you had like fast food?
Probably the other day at the FBO, we had some McDonald's
How
hash browns.
How do you stay so lean though, year round?
My metabolism and my genetics are genetics are pretty important, bro. And like, I have really good genetics and a crazy metabolism. Like, I was the skinny kid and the small kid in high school. Then I hit puberty and like filled out. So my metabolism was crazy. But I would say, I feel like intermittent fasting has a little something to do with it. I generally don't eat a full meal until about 3 to 5 p.m. That's when I eat breakfast. And then, like I said, I'm also religious about recovery.
And what's your workout split look like? Or is there any specific workout that has worked incredibly well for you that people don't do?
I mean, it would be the jump rope.
Okay.
Jump rope. And then I'll alternate what I'm doing each day based on like specific parts of my body.
What do you think is the most underdeveloped muscle in your physique?
Probably my legs.
It's always calves for me. Those are tough.
When have you ever worked out your calves?
I just did the other week. We got new equipment at the gym.
Okay, aside from that.
Yeah, but I stopped doing it because I never saw results for calves.
It's tough,
ever.
bro. It's
and I was
tough.
like, why am I spending time on this
I
one
feel like
thing?
your calves
They
are
look
fine.
the same.
Because I jump rope. I jump rope, bro. I think it's all just calf, jump rope. You know how many times I jump rope, bro? I've been jump roping for 5 years straight. Then you add that weighted jump rope and you just go nuts.
What do you listen to in your jump roping?
I'm not incredibly particular. Nina's a great DJ. Yeah. She has a dope EDM playlist. I like EDM because it's a good tempo. And then I'm down one of these, 18 plus, Prime Energy. Go work out with some EDM. Sneakers at the gym.
Yeah.
Add that.
I'm only half and I feel pretty locked in.
Yeah.
Do you looks max?
No, I don't looks max. Looks maxing is interesting. It's interesting.
Do you like looks maxing?
I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like if people want to looks max, like, go for it. Like, anything to make you feel comfortable in your own skin.
Would you lose your current physique for $100 million?
Yeah.
And then just get right back into shape?
Yeah.
But let's say you could only be out of shape.
No. I already have some genetic dispositions that concern me, specifically with my heart, that run in the family. And so like, I have to be health conscious. Like, bro, again, 30 years old, get a clearly scanned on your heart. See, like, some of my arteries have like 20% buildup, bro.
What's your cholesterol?
It's not high.
It's not. What's causing the plaque?
Genetics, I think. That's what I was told.
Because usually that shows up with high particles in cholesterol if you do like a blood work.
I think my cholesterol.
Because I have the same thing and I've been bringing it down with omega-3s.
I take omega-3s.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the best piece of content you've ever made?
It's got to be my Pokemon content.
The best piece of content?
Yeah.
I mean, you've been making content for so long.
The 99, our 99 originals was spectacular. If I do say so myself, it's definitely my proudest accomplishment in content, but I think the best would be Pokemon related stuff. And I only say that because I just went back to watch it recently because I'm scripting this next quest that I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching it and I was like, bro, this content is incredible. Like, I don't know when the last time you guys have watched those Pokemon videos, like pursuing the Pikachu Illustrator or buying the $200,000 first edition. It's really good. If I do say so myself, I don't know how anyone can watch it and be like, this sucks. And I think that's why it has so many views. I remember when I posted being like, why does this have so many views? And I watch back now, I'm like, oh, it deserves 10 million views. This is incredible.
Yeah, they're really good videos.
Thank you. Thank you.
How often have you gotten scammed when buying cards? Because I saw that one Pikachu Illustrator and you peel it off. Was that real? Was that like an actual scam, or did you find one of these cards?
That was real. I did not have a lot of conviction that it was a real card because it was like some kid in the area who was like, yeah, I found this card. And my guess is that he was the one who printed it out, and it didn't entirely look real. And I threw him a couple $1,000s because he was like, yeah, dude, just keep it. And I'm like, this probably isn't real, but I don't know how he made it. And then I got home and I was eating, I think it was pasta. You can see in the bowl in that video. I was eating pasta and I was like, oh my God, this is a sticker. So bro, I take this fake Pikachu Illustrator. I see that it's a sticker. I peel it off. And then in anger, I punch through the window. I punch through the window and sever my wrist and end up spending the night in the hospital 2 miles down the street. I get discharged from the hospital at 4 a.m. And I'm like, you know what? You sleep in the bed you make. I'm the who punched through a glass window in my house for a stupid ass video. I'm gonna walk home. So I got real humbled at 4 a.m. walking home, bandaged up. And by the way,
wow,
wrist, brother. I thought I was gonna die. I run upstairs to Mike's room. Who's I think he was streaming, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you got to take me to the hospital, bro. Like, I hate to interrupt, but I think this is serious. I'm bleeding out on my wrist, dude. Right on that vein as well.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
From a fake Pokemon card.
Why hit the window? Why do that?
I thought it was funny. I thought it would be funny if I was like, I'm pretty sure this card is fake. I think it's peeling. I'm going to make a video and punch through this window. It's funny the lessons you learn from doing stupid shit.
I remember that, though. It got my attention because I think you were eating cereal as you were doing this, right?
Maybe it was cereal.
On the topic of philosophy, I'm really fascinated by your mentality because, like we addressed, it seems like regardless of whatever's happening, you're able to persevere. Why is it that you think so many people have a victim mindset? And obviously, we don't even need to like address why having a victim mindset is bad. It just defers blame to everything else. So you take no responsibility, and no one will fix your life. Only you can do that, so you need to accept responsibility for your life.
I mean, you're saying it, but there's nothing.
Why is it so pervasive?
There's nothing like revelatory here that I'm going to say that like you guys probably don't know or haven't said yourselves. But I think a lot of people are like generally unhappy, even if they don't know it. I think there's potentially like deep feelings of inadequacy, and the only way to make themselves feel better is to pretend that everything is happening to them, the world is happening at them, life is serving them up the situation, versus becoming an adult and grabbing this by the horns and taking charge of your own life. It's my daughter. She's having fun. Like it's difficult to like manifest your reality and go do things and find motivation or do things that compel you. And I think it's easy to place blame on other people and make yourself a victim of life. It's easy, bro. Like, you feel like shit about your life? Go on YouTube, bro. Leave a hate comment. You know how many hate comments I've left?
How many?
1.
To who?
I don't know. I was 12 years old. I was 12 years old and I went to go leave a hate comment on a video. And I pressed post. I pressed post. And I remember as a 12-year-old thinking, holy I'm a hater. This is crazy. Why did I do that? What is wrong with me? Like, why? But that person could have read that video or my comment and been like, holy
Yeah.
𝗪𝗧𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 thinks I'm a loser.
If you were to give one piece of wisdom to the viewer right now, probably an 18 to 35-year-old male.
97% chance.
97% chance it is. Unfortunately, 2%, 3% of that's a woman.
Yeah.
If you are the 2 to 3%, by the way, please comment.
Yeah,
please let
comment.
us know. It helps.
Mike does this with his viewers. They're called the 7%.
The 7%.
Yeah, 7% females.
Wow.
Yeah.
What would you say to these people? Maybe they're dissatisfied with where they're at in life.
I kind of said this earlier, but my number one advice would be do your best to get some discipline. Like try to structure some discipline in your life, and perhaps writing down your goals would help with that. It certainly helped me becoming goal-oriented, because if you know what you're trying to achieve, and bro, I'm saying this can be the smallest thing. It doesn't matter. Make your bed every morning. Make that a goal. I don't care. Start small. You don't climb a mountain in one step. You start with one step. You don't eat an elephant in one bite. I don't know why you'd be eating an elephant, but it's like a saying.
Yeah.
And so, start small, stop comparing yourself to other people, and find the thing that makes you tick. I truly believe this. You'll have celebrities and influencers and motivational speakers tell you, like, you can do whatever you put your mind to. We're like, everyone's made equal. Like, you can do it. I'm going to be honest with you, that's not true. And I know that because I've tried to do things that I work hard. I work really hard, and I will immerse myself in a project or an endeavor and just go all in. And I found that no matter how all in you go, even if you go so hard, you want it to work out so bad, sometimes it just doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. It's happened to me before. And so just work hard, you'll win no matter what, doesn't always apply. What I think can apply is finding what makes you tick. Find out the thing that makes you want to get out of bed every morning, even if it's something you don't even consider for 1 second could be like a viable business opportunity. Because if you do what you love every day, you'll never have to work a day in your life. It is so cliche. It is so true. And I don't care if it's, collecting Prime bottles. For example, there's a guy on YouTube who loves collecting Prime bottles, Prime Creations. He's got like hundreds of thousands of followers. And, God willing, this becomes a crazy brand one day. And, I guess it already is. But a legacy brand one day, which is a goal of ours. And his collection is going to be worth a lot of money. The things that interest you, there's someone else out there who it interests. And so what I do believe is everyone does have something special in them that they can exploit and work hard to maximize, but you have to find it. And you will find it by going out and doing and having hard conversations and looking inwards and meditate, pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. But it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. But hopefully you find it. I found professional wrestling at 27 years old. I was 27 years old and I found the thing that I truly believe I was born to do. 27 years, which I still think is incredibly early.
Mm-hmm. No, this gets me hyped.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, that sounded like you could have recited that from something else. I mean, that was phenomenal.
Thanks.
You know what I love? A lot of the people that we bring onto the show, obviously we've spoken to so many impressive people. Most people that are very impressive have came across a lot of failure. And if you're lucky, failure will then result into you rounding out your personality more. If you're unlucky, then failure can turn you bitter and displeased with life. And it's kind of your response to failure will determine if you become successful or a real failure.
Indeed.
Because if you're the right type of person, a failure will become a learning experience, which will then result in more successes. So I see you as someone who has came up against a lot of failure in your life. Mm-hmm. But every single time you've utilized it in the proper way. You did the right thing. You did the thing that rounds out your personality, that lets you learn from it, to then hopefully lead to more successes than failures. But a failure to you is just an opportunity to grow, which I know is super cliche and cheesy once again. But it seems like your personality is incredibly rounded out, way different than what I would have thought. And obviously, I had the pleasure of being able to sit across from you and ask you questions.
Yeah.
A lot of people obviously will not get this opportunity, and they're going to continue to have their beliefs about you through the computer screen. But I am basically 100% confident if they had the opportunity to sit across from you and just have a conversation with you, like man to man, men to man, then they would come to the same conclusion.
I want to ask you something.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Why did you do the podcast? Why come on here?
Your guys?
Yeah, because you didn't have to do this.
I know we've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah.
There's a bit of persistence on your end that is admirable.
We're good at that.
It goes a long way, guys.
Yeah.
Because I said it when we first hopped on. I respect your work. I like you guys as interviewers. I see the types of questions you're asking, and like I've found we've had a rich conversation, although it's been me talking most of the time. But like I think you're good at getting the best out of people, or at least like a good version of people out of themselves. And so I respect the platform, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to come on it. And then B, you're persistent. I also thought that following this Illustrator sale, like we kind of have something to talk about. I'll do things sort of if I find that there's like material.
Sure.
I think the Illustrator sale is interesting. I think there's a lot of fodder happening. And so like it was nice to talk about it. Yeah.
No, I really appreciate it. Just like to have this opportunity for us to is massive.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Because I remember when I started making YouTube videos in 2016, and at that time, you were the one that was really doing like major things. And I don't know if you remember this. We actually met, I think it was 2015, it might have been, at 24 Hour Fitness on Hollywood Boulevard.
Holy no way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
I went there for a very short amount of time.
Exactly.
That's where I met George Janko.
Really?
We could have been the best friends.
Wow.
It's where I met George.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
What did we say? What was the conversation?
I think I just went up and said, "Hey man, I enjoy your videos."
Damn.
And you were like, "Oh, thanks, bro. Thanks. Really appreciate that." Like you were nice, but you were also like in between sets, and I didn't want to bug you. I'm like, "Oh, cool, great meeting you, man. Maybe see you around."
George said he liked my vines, and then he just bothered me in between all the sets, and then this persistent, but he's funny. So I exchanged numbers, and then we became best friends.
See, I'm so aware of people that I just don't want to bother people.
It's
like
fair.
Even texting people sometimes, like, "Oh, Jack, I don't want to bother these people." But I found that sometimes that like I should be sending these texts.
It's fair. I'll tell you, I am 1, 2, 3, 4 unresponded messages deep with Palmer Luckey.
That's
happens. It's pretty bad.
So wait, he's texted you or you've texted him?
I've texted him 4 times with no response.
I'm sure he's a busy guy.
He's a very busy guy.
Yeah.
He's running a few real big companies. But
yeah, I wouldn't be offended by that. I'd be like, all right, no.
But I'll get the occasional, I'll get the occasional like unrelated text back about something random, and it's almost like those 4 didn't happen. So I'm like,
that's how I
I've
feel
come
too.
to accept that like that's the relationship. He's doing a lot of things. And that's fine, bro. Like persistence is valuable, and it can go a long way.
Well, we have some rapid fire questions to ask you here to end this out. First, starting it off, it's a few you or Jake questions.
Okay.
Who has the best song, you or Jake?
Jake.
Who has more money, you or Jake?
Jake.
Who wins in a fight, you or Jake?
Boxing or MMA?
Boxing.
Jake.
MMA?
Me.
Who has a better hairline, you or Jake?
Me.
Could we see it? Can we see that?
It's not
That's not bad.
It's not horrible.
No, well, you would think that if you keep it kind of like covering up your forehead, that it would be...
It's not horrible.
It would be higher.
I'm looking forward to the day that we buzz it off and I enter my Jeff Bezos era.
Why wouldn't you just do a hair transplant?
Like go to Turkey?
Yeah.
Looks max.
I've heard that the Turkey hair transplant doesn't always work.
Well, it doesn't have to be Turkey. I mean, there's some really great doctors in the United States. Like
you probably have the money to.
It just seems
like
I
could get it done.
Hair loss at this point can be cured and solved.
Yeah, you think we're there?
Visually.
Yeah, good shout. Yeah, good shout.
Okay.
Let me know if you know a guy. Actually, I do know a guy. I do know a guy who's apparently very good. I'll get it done.
Who are the Mount Rushmore of social media?
Mount Rushmore of social media.
Top 4. Okay. Like made the biggest impact.
Speed, Mr. Beast,
Yeah, I was about to say Casey Neistat has to be on there.
I love Casey, but he's not for me.
Okay.
I love Casey.
It's got to be a vlogger. You or David Dobrik?
Smosh.
Smosh.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Smosh for sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
Niga Higa? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe just only not because like it seems like those like OG V1 YouTubers kind of like gave up or something. Like there's an argument for like Jenna Marbles in there, you know, but I don't know because I don't know if they're still going. Like Smosh is still going, and like Anthony and Ian, you'll see him pop up here and there. And
it's hard to pivot after a certain time.
It's tough. It's really tough.
And it's mentally draining to keep it going for 10 years plus. And your audience grows up, and it's hard to keep capturing that same thing.
Yeah, you got to adapt.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even know. Like there's an argument for Roman Atwood. Even I would say I would low key say there's an argument for Mark Rober as well.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Like, bro, Mark makes some bangers that are really unique, bro. When I seen those squirrels going through that obstacle course, I was like, who the is doing this? Yeah, I'll say Mark. Yeah, Mark. Mark, Smosh, Mr. Beast, and Speed. Yeah.
Cool.
Who had better vlogs, you or David Dobrik?
Overall, David. In the COVID era, me.
Who's the most... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm proud of my COVID era vlogs.
Those are good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
Who's the most famous person in your phone?
Probably The Rock or Kevin Hart.
Do you text them frequently or no?
Not frequently. I don't want to bother them.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit. They're probably like, why does Logan never tell you? He must not like us.
Yeah, no. Or Tom Brady, who's very responsive.
That's insane.
And just a great guy. He's awesome.
That's wild.
When's the last time you were in a grocery store?
Probably like a couple months ago. We took Esme to the grocery store.
You can't go into grocery stores?
Yeah, I go to grocery stores. Yeah, because my wife likes to shop, and she's a pretty good cook. And we found out like we're taking advantage of the section where you can put the baby, so they face you when you push the cart. Yeah. When you have a kid, it's different because they're having so much fun. Yeah. They're just sitting there. You give them something to play with.
Huh. What's the most you've ever spent on a first date?
On a first date? Oh man, I don't know. Probably nothing crazy. Because I like maybe just like a nice dinner or something. Because I do think like I think there's something to be said about providing too much monetary value on like a first date. Like if a girl knows you have money, you gotta expect that. Like how can we know what her intentions are? So if you go to like McDonald's or something and they're still cool with it, like it's kind of a plus. Because I don't know, maybe they can just like kick around and have a fun time without having to go to like a 5-star restaurant. I don't know.
Who's the smartest person you know?
Probably my partner in prime.
Are you still going to run for president at 35?
I think I've kind of changed my tune on that at the moment. I think about it here and there, and like people are listening to this and probably think it's ridiculous, but I think like both my brother and I have proven, and just the world itself has proven, that like kind of anything can happen. And if you have the drive and like wherewithal to pursue something, I think I could definitely make a good run at president. The issues that I'm having right now with that is one, I feel like it's a really hard job.
Like, it's an impossible job.
Like I feel like it's really difficult and a lot of energy and work. I have a bit of an energy problem. Like I started this podcast saying I'm always tired. Like I get tired. Like I'd like to sleep 8 to 9 hours a night. I don't think a president can do that. We'll see what happens. Moreover, the other thing I'm running into is that I think, at least now, my ego would have a tough time serving people, at least 50% of people who hate you. You know that, right? Like your president, half of the country hates you. If you're lucky, 25 to 30% of them.
And trying to actively kill you too at the same time.
trying to kill you, bro. Oh, don't even get me started on the methods of assassination that are going to happen. Wait till they have drones this big, bro, and they can just mosquito fly a drone from 50 miles away into your head.
Have you seen this China robots?
Yeah, bro, they're cooked, bro. Presidents are going to have to give speeches in drone-proof
bunkers,
glass little like boxes. It's going to be horrible. But like, yeah, I think like I would have a problem knowing I'm giving my all to try to make this country and its people the best that we possibly can, and half of them want you to die and do not agree with their position. That's tough. That's tough, bro.
Eventually, I think we're going to have an AI president.
1,000%. And if the president is AI, is not AI, they will be told exactly what to do and say by AI.
Yeah.
Bro, that's not an insane
100%.
statement.
Yeah.
It is 100% inevitable.
Everything's just going to be automated.
100%.
Yeah.
Bro, they're going to be able to do the job better than anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's your most insecure physical feature?
It used to be my acne. I had very bad acne. And then it used to be, I think, probably like my hair, like my hairline. But like, I think I've just gone through enough and like accomplished enough and made enough money to like stop giving a like, bro, I look how I look. Or maybe it's just being 30 years old. Like, I look how I look. This is the best I got, bro. Like, what can I do?
Are you happier than the average person?
I think so. Yeah.
What's the most you've made in a single day?
It was the other day.
It was the Pokemon Illustrator.
Well,
Beyond that,
no, not that. But that's kind of tough because none of these things.
Yeah, it was a big buildup.
Yeah,
to
they
one
have
day.
massive buildups.
Yeah.
Everyone knows I made Maverick merchandise made $3 million in 3 days. We made $1 million a day, which was insane. But like, are you talking about like get a check cut to you on this day?
I mean, Floyd Mayweather.
No, I didn't make as much money as you'd think fighting Floyd.
Did you get paid from that?
He still owes me $1.5 million. Maybe more.
How does he owe you the money? Why don't you just like...
Here's what happened. He pre-sold the fight using my likeness to some company in, I think, Dubai or like the Middle East. This is my understanding of it, for $10 million cash. We ended up doing the fight in the States with a different company. That is the company that put on the fight. That is the company that paid. But he sold our fight with my name and likeness to someone else in Dubai for $10 million cash. It's our fight, bro. Our deal was 15%. He smoked me. So I got 15% of it. 15% of $10 million is $1.5 million. That company that paid him that money is suing him. I actually don't know the status on that lawsuit. I should check in because he still owes me money, but he has a bunch of legal trouble at the moment that I don't think I'm ever getting the money.
He just sold his house in Vegas.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think he's facing a bunch.
Rinsed on that house. He started at $14 million. He custom built the house, by the way, in like 2006.
Yeah.
Started at 14, reduced to 12,
Yeah.
10, 8 came on the market.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of house for 8.
Yeah.
So for 6.6.
Oh, he really got
Just
rinsed.
the cost to build that house was 9 or 10.
Whoa, he got rinsed.
Yeah.
God damn.
It was huge.
God damn.
Who would win in a fight, you or 100 grams?
Probably 100
to me
grams.
is a lot.
100 grams. It's a lot of people, bro. It's like the one silverback versus 100 guys,
Yeah.
bro. Silverback doesn't stand a chance. Silverback's getting cooked, bro. 100 grams is a lot.
I'd crush it.
I could probably take.
Yeah.
I could take out, bro. No joke. I could probably take out between 4 and 8 of you.
Dude, that's so impressive. In fairness.
Do you feel offended by that at all? Or
No,
you just,
because objectively, I think it's probably true.
but
Maybe
9
5.
would be 2. 9, he'd have 2 people on each leg.
Yes, exactly.
And you'd be
well, that's what
pinned
I'm-
down, one
Dude,
on your
there's no
head.
way.
Yeah, I
Can't
can
move
only
your
give
neck.
so many one shots.
Yeah.
Like I would have to be really fluid with my motion, no wasted movement, not a single percentage of wasted movement, and one shot him, just jaw body.
There's no way we surround you. You would throw a shot. Then
What I would do in a surrounding situation is break the wall in one portion. I'd have to
interesting.
break the wall, then fight from behind. I can't allow
Just
myself
run
to get
through one of
flanked.
them.
Yeah, I cannot get flanked. You guys would smoke me though. How much are you guys prepared for the influx of hate comments that are coming on this video and social media?
we've
I can't believe you would sit down with this scumbag.
You know what's so funny, dude? I get all the hate. Jack gets nothing.
Oh, it's
Any
good
single
guy.
time.
I mean,
it's
I do get hate.
He's a good guy.
But no, it's never Jack. It's always like, I can't believe Graham would do this. It's 50-50, Jack and I. Jack gets off clean, and I say Jack is the best thing because we split this 50-50, but I get 99% of the hate. 99% of the backlash is me, even though we're 50-50 partners.
That's fascinating.
He has a huge personal brand outside of the iced coffee hour.
Okay, yeah, so that's definitely why.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but the podcast
I just get to say
growing.
I'm just an assistant.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, anytime something goes bad, Jack's
I'm just
like,
the assistant.
I
Yeah.
This.
But like,
I'm just here.
are you prepared, bro? Like,
Is it going to be that bad? I don't think it's going to be.
I mean,
I don't
people
know.
are going to be like, why didn't you ask these certain questions? Da, da, da. To me, at the end of the day, it does not matter. Like, as much as I do love making great money and running this business, this podcast, the objective of the podcast is to not make as much money as possible. That is not it. The objective of the podcast is to scratch the curiosity itch that, we've had for so long, to talk to people that we want to talk to. For me, that's all I could ever ask for. So look, if we get hate, so be it. That's fine. I try not to be bothered by it. Being online for as long as we have, like at a certain point, like you said, hate will just be a byproduct of being online. So, and Graham said, yeah, Jack doesn't get hate. I do get hate sometimes. Don't discount me. That's a little bit of hate right there coming from my... No, but to me, it stopped bothering me for the most part. Once I saw just like how ridiculous it is.
yeah. It gets crazy, bro.
Final question.
Okay.
Who had the best verse in It's Everyday Bro?
Yeah, it had to be Nick Crompton.
That's what I've been saying all these years.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
That is what I've been
really is the
saying all
city.
these years.
Yeah. Okay, boys.
Cool.
Logan,
Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming on
guys.
the Iced
Thank you
Coffee
guys.
Hour. This means the world to us. Thank you guys all for watching. Flew all the way to Puerto Rico to make this happen. He invited
Really
us into his
appreciate it.
home. So kind, so generous. Also, they provided me with an amazing breakfast.
Yes.
These are delicious.
Yeah.
Go get some.
Bang, bang, bang.
Thank you all for watching. Until next time.
Yes. Thanks, guys.